One of the artists was a third-grade teacher and her students. They were inspired by the creatures that roam by the river at night. Coyote stands more than 15 feet tall, a double-sided mural under a bridge pier. The kids' hand-drawn flowers weave up the mural, and these hot oranges and reds add a spark to the landscape. A beautiful collaboration between student, teacher, and nature. It was day 16 of lockdown, and I was going nuts. I was climbing the walls and pacing my ever-shrinking house. The world was in a total upheaval, like one we'd never known before. It was scary, isolating, full of anxiety and fear. And it was March. It was the dregs of winter, no leaves on the trees, and the world felt dead. Many of my friends and colleagues were out there every day risking their lives. They were frontline workers, first responders, providing essential services critical to helping during this time. But my work had halted. Nobody wanted to talk about art. They were trying to stay safe and healthy, put food on the table and homeschool their kids. Do all of that essential stuff. But art provides something essential too. Art brings light and hope into the dark. We wanted to give that to our communities. And so we created Murals for Hope. And with 11 hyperlocal artists and a team of incredibly dedicated coworkers, we installed 13 murals and 10 sculptures in our parks and on our trails. The artists, a third-grade teacher and her students, a stone and wood carver originally from Zimbabwe, carving great blue heron, owls, and eagles into giant old cottonwood trees. A father and son team, the dad, an artist in the community for more than 30 years, had an opportunity to paint an epic mural with his son, an emerging artist. It was a dream come true. The goals of Murals for Hope were to bring light, beauty, color into the dark, to invest some money into the local economy, support our local artists, to get people outside, exploring their neighborhoods in a way, staying mentally, physically strong. And we wanted to create community. Yeah, we couldn't be together, but we were in this together. And we wanted to create shared experiences. These live art installations, people could watch the murals and sculptures go up and in, and we were creating place, reminding people that they weren't alone. The results were incredible. An outpouring of gratitude from the community saying, "Thank you for doing this now." The artists incredibly grateful to give back in a real meaningful way. It brought our community together. Because art is not a thing, it's a way. We're taught that art is a thing. When we're really little, we create with such pure abandon, an outpouring of joy or sadness or curiosity. And then slowly we're taught that art is something that has to be defined, that it's something to be judged, that it's complicated, that it takes great talent, great training to make art, to understand art, even to enjoy art. We're taught that it's expensive, exclusive, elite, that it's not for everyone. And in this judgment, we're taught that this is art and this is not. These are incredibly limiting beliefs that prevent us from seeing the power that art can have. Art is not a thing. It's not a mural or a sculpture or a painting, a poem, a digital installation, or a film. It's a process. It's a way. Art is a collection of details and decisions, each one full of thought and meaning and intention. Art is the idea, the intent. It's the inspiration and the muse. It's the connection to something and the collaboration between. It's the selection of tools, techniques, textures, colors, sounds, words. It's the medium and the surface, the delivery, the placement, the way the light hits it. It's living, breathing, evolving. And it's the audience and the reception, the experience. Art brought hope and light. What else could art do? We can use art to communicate. It's how we communicate. It's a platform to tell our stories, to elevate the voices around us, reflect on our history, document our present, imagine our future. We can use art to tear down these enormous walls that exist between us. And instead of finding these divides, celebrate and appreciate the differences, the diversity, the cultures and traditions that exist in this beautiful world. Art can help us process trauma and grief, build great empathy in a way that statistics and data can't. Statistics and data aggregate the information, they put it all together, and art pulls it all apart so you can see the space between and walk in someone else's shoes. Art can help us build strong, thriving communities, strong, thriving economies. It can help us spark critically important conversation, that uncomfortable dialogue in a very safe, very respectful, powerful way. Art can help us solve our most wicked problems, our most pressing issues. But we have to stop thinking about art as a thing and start to expand the way we see it and start to see it as a way and as a tool. If we can start to see art as a tool, we can start to harness the power that it can have. Art is a way. It's not a by the way. It's not a decoration or an afterthought or something you add on. We need to integrate art into everything we do, into our cities, our towns, our counties, our parks and our playgrounds, into our programs and our policies. Integrate it into our schools, our jobs, our businesses, our institutions, into our strategies and our budgets, our comprehensive plans, our master plans, all of our plans. Integrate it into the way we think about connection, communication, conversation, the way we think about problem solving. In one of our communities in unincorporated Adams County, Colorado, the Welby neighborhood has a water ditch that physically divides the community. We're installing a mural in that space over a half-mile long on both sides of the ditch. This project will unite, bring this neighborhood together, and create a point of pride. Our community safety and well-being team is working with artists to start conversation and build deeper empathy around poverty reduction and homelessness. And we recently passed through a resolution to expand and increase our percentage for the arts. We're moving from 0.5% on new buildings to 2% on all eligible capital projects. This is incredible. This percentage is unprecedented in our region, And the funding will allow us to do extraordinary things from edge to edge of the county. But even more than that, this makes a bold statement. This says art is critical, that it's part of the way we think about the work we do. It's part of the way we problem solve. Think about your communities, the work you do, your neighborhoods, schools, lives. How can you use art as a way to connect, communicate, to solve problems, and to make great change? Thank you.